This morning, which is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021, I was reading Wall Street Journal, page A4, an article by Gerald F. Saib, Three Potential Global Crises Brew. The article is about what's happening between the United States and China and Russia. And what caught my attention was a very eloquent statement made by the journalist Gerald Saib. He says here, I'm going to read because it kind of went very deep into my heart. China openly presents its economic power as a sign that the ruthless efficiency of autocracy is superior to the messiness of democracy. The ruthless efficiency of autocracy is superior to the messiness of democracy. It's very beautifully said. Autocracy can succeed, but it is going to be ruthless. And he compares it with the messiness of democracy, and he is apparently making a reference to what happened to the United States on January 6th, when there was, when the rioters got into the federal buildings and created a very big problem for democracy. That's not the only instance of the messiness of democracy, but it is also happening within the Democratic Party, where the older generation of politicians are in a disagreement with the young people. And then that creates a lot of messiness. So what is the solution? The solution is going to be not on a superficial level. And if we attempt to get a superficial solution, it's not going to work at all. Because the problem is deeply rooted in our own heritage, both animal heritage and human heritage. Mostly the animal heritage is still continuing, and the might still seems to be the right, although we call ourselves civilized, and might is right. And that happens within the socialistic government and also democratic governments, as well as governments where there is autocracy. Might. By might, it means the physical might, the brutal power, and also the might that comes with our weaponry, our ability to hurt others through nuclear weapons. All these are involved in understanding this problem. And might also means economic power, which China is trying to show. And also the United States also today making a statement to Putin. So you should not invade Ukraine. If you do, there will be consequences, which the consequences will be economic measures as well as military measures. So what are we going to do? What system is the right system? Is democracy right? Is socialism right? Is autocracy right? None is right. But then we have to choose one system over the other system unless we are going to unite all of them, which will be in some cases impossible. So what are you going to do? There is only one, to my mind, there is one solution. And that solution is we should become more civilized. Whether you are a Democrat or whether you are a communist, a socialist, what is necessary is that we have to really understand that we basically need to evolve. What do I mean by evolution? The evolution is the animal instincts, the animal power that we have need to be transformed to love. And that has to happen at the individual level. The individual is more important because the group dynamics is more a tribal dynamics, is more that we have inherited from our animal heritage. So the groupism, now the group dynamics or psychology, is not going to work. Our institutions have failed, whether it is a religious institution or a cultural institution or a political institution or belonging to various governance of democracy, autocracy, or socialism, will never work. What will work is only the human being has to understand love. It used to be in the domain of religion, but then religion became even a worse force because we began to fight in the name of religion. My religion is better than your religion. My religion is religion and culture, and your religion is cult and terrorism. And what we need to do is to invest money in inculcating love. Changing fundamentally the individual and his behavior or her behavior. And that is the only way that we can get a long-lasting peace. Otherwise, it is going to be just showing your economic power or your military might or your sheer numbers of people whom you have in the army. So collectively, what all the countries in the world need to do is to get together and bring morality, ethics, love. And this has to happen in small groups within each country. And each country should have a program for their villages, their suburban communities, their urban communities, to engage in understanding human love. And that eventually should get into politics. And of course, this is a long process, but then we should start somewhere. Probably we should start it at the kindergarten level, where we should teach love as a guiding force, as a mark of our culture, as a mark of our civilization. And that is the way, that is the only way that we can succeed in our evolution. Otherwise, we will just be like civilized beasts, animals, killing our own brethren living in other countries. The group dynamics will be subjugated for individual dynamics. And the United Nations should get involved in the process. Then we will have true civilization based on love. And we are ready for that, because every system of governance has failed. Democracy, although it seems to be a great system, the majority principle itself is flawed. So what principle should win is the principle of love, care for the other person. And that love and care alone will give us permanent peace and will also help to transform our planet Earth. God bless.